Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the shop. Sunday morning. And I figured this morning we'd talk about this. The M1950. Now, I got a rebuild kit. I was working on this thing, and there's videos everywhere about how to rebuild this pump. And it's pretty simple. You can get a rebuild kit for pretty cheap from Old Coleman Parts that comes with everything you need to rebuild this stove. And I've done rebuilt the pump, and I will tell you this: the rubber piece, the pit cock here, I used the reverse. I got a tiny reverse bit. I held it and used the bit and just slowly drilled it because it was so hard I couldn't get a pick in it to pull it out. So I just very easily, I bored just a little bit of a hole in it, and I used my pick then, and it popped right out. So that's just a little trick. And I'll tell you something else. Whenever I put the new gasket into the fuel cap gasket, or whatever you call it, the seal gasket for the fuel tank, back in this thing. Let me take this apart. Pop. I got a little bit of fuel coming back in it, so I'm going to re-clean this thing. But I took all this part, just had the brass, and I burnt out the old gasket that was right here and picked it out and washed it. And that was the easiest way because it was hard as a rock. But I'm going to clean this out a little better because like I say, I'm getting fuel sucking back up into it. And that's going to be our project for today. I've had it burning, and I left it. And when I came back, fuel had seeped all out, so from the pressure. So we're gonna get into it, and I appreciate everybody, and let's stay tuned and we'll do this together. What I'm going to do this morning, though, let me say real quick, is part of the kit came with an O-ring, and nobody's really talking about the O-ring. And the O-ring goes into the valve, down in the valve on top of the fuel pickup. So we're going to be trying to replace that this morning too. We're just going to do it all. We're going to do it all this morning and just totally rebuild this stove. This stove is it's a 1966. So it's the same year as my 2-burner military stove. So it's all Vietnam era. And we're going to see what we can do with this thing. All right, man. I appreciate you. Let's get to it. All right, this is good. I can get exactly what I need to see. In the past, I was guessing. I can use my phone and make sure that we're all on target. So that's cool. All right. First thing we're going to do, get a head off the pipe, and then we'll start work. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the burner cage, Lord willing. Great. Just came right out. Now, I have taken note of where these go as far as alignment. I like to keep everything the way we want it, the way it is, you know. There's one. I figured it'd just be easier to get to everything. Just go ahead and take this stuff out of my way, because we're going to check the generator and stuff too while we're in here. Yeah, that's wonderful. all of those are wonderful. Man, I run into one in the past that was not wonderful. All right. It's fairly good shape. There's a new generator right there. So, all right. We'll set this out of the way. Oh yeah. It had some kind of stuff down here for the preheat, and I'm going to try to salvage that. I don't want to mess it up. And you know, this piece, the burner, Lord, please come off. Yeah, it's a little tough. I'm going to boil it in citric acid and clean it good while we got it all apart. It's coming, but it's slow. It's a lot of threads, tiny threads, which tells you got to be careful putting it on and off. There's a tiny amount of fuel in it. All right. Phew. Blackened. Yeah, see this stuff right down in here? If I knew exactly what that was, I would replace it. It's obviously something that helps hold the fuel for the preheat. I'm just going to leave it alone. Let's see what size this is. See if it's a we're going to try 9/16. That's what it is. All right. Good Lord. This may take a little preheating. She's on there. Looks like it's been glued. All right. Which might mean, I don't know. I don't know. Let's think about this a minute. Tell you what, I'll be right back. All right. We put our parts in our little cup. You see what I did? I was having a hard time getting a grip to it, so I put my wrench in the vise, and she broke free. So let's see what happens here. I know the needle's in here. Oh yeah. You know, and the screen looks good up in there. Needle looks good. Let's be easy with that. Let's see if we can just tap this out. Where's my other? I've got a... There it is. Let's use this hammer. There it goes. All right. This still needs cleaning. Let's see, where did our, there it is. Looks like there's a new little bit of damage right there on the top of this. It looks like damn. No, it was just soot. I tell you what, we're definitely. Let me see here a minute. We're definitely going to clean this. And right here's what I'm looking for. We got the tool for the stove here. I'm sure one of these is for that. Only one thing, it's 10. Is it not going to turn it? Oh man, I hate doing this. I mean, I love doing this. I hate doing what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to put some pliers to help hold this. I seen Rob Hall had a cool little thing that holds round pieces. A little thing about that long. And I might have to see about that, because that would be great for exactly what I'm doing right here. I get nervous. You don't want to put too much pressure on it, because I don't want to squish the generator for sure. But I do got to get a hold to it so I can turn it. You know, a lot of soot, a lot of heat down around these things. I think I'm just turning the generator. Let's try and do this. Alright, I think that might have broke. That feels different. Yeah. Alright. So now we got to get the valve out, and this is the part we're looking for to replace, is going to be down in here. The rest of this is going to be just cosmetic cleaning. Let's see, put that needle up in there for safety. Put that in here. And my fountain, Rob's making, I think he's making something to hold stoves, but this is too small to fit in my lantern vise. So we're going to do it the old school way. I'm going to wrap cloth around our valve and hook it in our vise. That's how I like to do it. I don't like to do it this way. I like to do it with the vise, but we have no choice. Not too tight. Not deep enough. Let's get him on in there. Uh-oh. Maybe took it out just a little too soon. It broke free, but it's still stubborn. A lot of gunk over the years has got down in here. Maybe I was wrong. What happened? Well, we don't want to mess nothing up. There's some kind of I mean, you got to be careful. You put too much on one of these founts, you'll twist the top out, you'll monkey it up. I don't want to monkey this thing up at all. I'm wondering. empty a gas, but I don't like putting fire around these tanks unless, I mean, it's just got to be an absolute necessity. Let's try it again. All right, you know what this means. We need to think about it. Just need to think about it. I'll be back. All right. I took the Dremel tool and cleaned around this edge here a little bit, and I've got it moved. So I'm going to use the pliers. It's a lot looser than it was, so maybe we can just do it like this now. It's still tough. Oh man, I cherried it up a little bit. This is definitely going in the bowl. Clean out all these grooves. And there it is. So the piece we've got to replace supposedly is up inside of this. Let's see what size this is. Got some adjustables laying here. Boy, they ain't nothing easy, that's for sure. There is nothing easy about this thing. Let's turn this back up this way. I don't like doing this way, but I really don't have no choice. There it breaks free. Tell you what, that's a killer vise. It's my wife's father, Pops. He had it in his shop, and I'm sure he would appreciate that it's still being put to a lot of use out here in the shop. He was a shop man. All right, and here's whatever's going on in here. Let's see, there is a needle. And what's this? There's a spring. And I don't see no O-ring anywhere. But I'm not so sure there is one in this. Friends, there isn't an O-ring in this, unless that's what's left of it right there. I believe that may be what's left of our O-ring right there. I'm suspicious about it. Let's see the size of the O-ring we've got to replace it. Yep, right there it is. It's right here. And this is what we don't see a lot of videos on. Oh yeah, this thing is done. We're done. And I know this is probably going to turn into a little bit of a longer video than you want to see, but this is for guys like me yesterday who was trying to search on this part of the operation. You know, I don't think it would hurt. Not too much, but I think just a little heat and quench, and just to try to burn out. I really want to get that as clean as I can get it. But I want to be gentle with it too. I've got some water down here. So let's do this. Just a little. Let's see, where's the flat part on these pliers? I'm gonna put it right there. I don't want to hold it too hard. Let's just see what happens here. Oh yeah, you can already see it swelled up out of there. That may have been all we needed. We don't want to overdo it. Let's try this. Let's see here. See, let me see if you... It really swelled that gasket right up out of there, I think. Oh, yes. Wonderful. That's the ticket. And this is what's left. Just horrible shape. Excuse me. Horrible shape on that gasket. So wonderful. We're right to where we want to be, and we're doing what we're supposed to do, and we're learning. See if I can clean that out a little bit more. Oh yeah. I wish this thing had a zoom, but that's super clean. Let me see if I can get it up here where you can see it. Now that is super clean inside of there. And that's what we want. And I tell you what, we're going to stop right here. I ain't going to take you through all the boiling. We're going to boil some of these parts and clean them up. And then we'll put this baby back together and we'll pray. We'll pray for the best. But all right, let's see what we... All right, folks. We're back. We boiled our parts. And let's see if I can get it up here where you can see. Right there, I worked in the new O-ring. So now, put the spring. I've took and cleaned all this up best I could. Put the spring on that. Let's see here. All right, and there we go. I hope it works. And now this, we'll screw right into the bottom of this. I ain't gonna go crazy on it. I'm just gonna do it with hand. That's good right there. I put a little bit of oil around this. I cleaned them threads with the Dremel tool. I'm saying that's good right there. Pretty close. Close enough. I'm going to take this right here and clean some of that oil off of it right there. Alright. Now, let me clean this. Where's that steel wool? Got to be careful with that needle. I just pull it one direction. Just sort of clean it, but that's fairly clean. You know, there's water in this. I boiled the generator and the screen just like it is. But I'm going to show you something. Let's see right here. You can do this. I'll hit it with the torch, and what it's going to do, I ain't going to just blast it with the torch. Well, I am, I guess, but we're going to boil out some of that water and stuff that's got in it. Just turn it on to a light. You'll watch the ends right here. Just boil that water out of it. See it blowing that steam? Alright. Now, Daryl, don't pick it up. We'll set it right here to the side a minute. You see this right here a minute. See if I can get down in this this groove, the top. This is the tip from the generator. It's hard to get down in there, and had the Dremel tool on it, but it's not going to work. Let's see what else is going on in here. I should have cleaned that piece, but it's all right. It's pretty clean, man. We've got our pump soaking right here. Been soaking for a minute. Ow! It's still hot. But we cannot dip it. I'll be right back. All right. Back in action. I went ahead and put the tip into that. Now, put the needle back in our vaporizer. I keep calling it a generator. Wait a minute. All right. Now, you know what I need to do? I did not boil this because it's got this stuff down in it. I didn't want to mess it up because I don't know what that is. I don't know what, but I want to keep it because it's the way the stove was. Let me just hit this with the Dremel real quick. Just to clean her up a little bit. Okay. So, let's see what's going on right here. Hook our needle into the eccentric block. And you know what? I'm going to put it sitting right there. I don't usually do this, but this was a little tough getting off. And since I didn't boil it in the citric acid, I'm going to put just a drop, just a little drop, 3-in-1 on it. All right, don't have to be crazy tight. Just hope it don't leak. Now, let's go ahead and put our valve back on. Our valve handle. There we go. And we need our little screwdriver. Did I put it back up? I can use one of these. No, right here. No. Yeah. Just use this bit. Yeah, I'd never been into one of these stoves. I seen that little O-ring, and I just wanted to make sure that it was right. All right, I've cleaned this out. Carb cleaner, everything should be okay. Oh, about forgot. We'll go ahead and put our burner on. It's a little tight. All right, there we go. Now, let's take this out of the neat's foot oil. Tap it off a little bit. It's good and saturated. It's been soaking for at least an hour, so it's good and saturated. You know to always check this pump. Take this off. You can always check it for extra parts, usually a generator or something. And this one has an extra generator right in there. Plus it's got another one over there, so that's cool. We got some parts. In case you didn't know, most time you know, especially if you've watched these videos on how to rebuild these. Come on now. Let me see here. Where's my pig? And come on. And it's in. I said it was, yeah. So, now, oh, that's upside down. Now this piece just screws together to this other piece, and that sort of holds the pump assembly together. And your gasket for your gas cap's up into there. Wipe this off a little bit. You know what? Let's just go ahead and put some fuel in it. You'll spot a leak quick this way. I'm going to test it before I put the actual frame back on it. That should be plenty to test with. Lay it right over here. All right. It says all right, let's do it exactly what it says. It says pump 10 pumps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Now it says open the valve to the extreme left for 3 seconds, then turn to the off position. Alright. You know what? I think it's going to burn. What that did is shoot a little fuel up in here for the prime. And there we go. Vertical. Open the valve to a vertical light position until flame turns blue. Then open the flame on up. It says let it do this for a minute, but let's see here a minute. Until flame turns blue in the straight up position. Flames turn blue. There we go. So let's see how the cutoff switch does. Boom. And I believe that's what has to do with the rubber piece. Now I want to put this back on. There. I'm not so sure that's how it was. It's gotta be. See, there's a piece sticking down here, and that ain't gonna work right over the valve. I was thinking it was on this way, but that's not right. It's gotta be this way. You know, that ain't working either. It only fits one way. I believe they've got it made where it'll only go on one way. For it to actually just sit right. It sits perfect just like that. And that's what we're going with. Man, I tell you what, it is nice having these right here on the outside. I tell you what, it's tough having big hands. All right. So let's try this again. You know what, the one thing is, I'm not sure exactly how this wrench, I think it goes, I wonder if it's got something to do with that piece, but actually, there's two. I think the wrench goes right here. I wonder if that has something to do with it. This hooks in. I'm not sure how this wrench goes in there, but it spits somewhere right in the side like that. I'm just not sure how it does. Need to do some studying, ask some guys. All right, 10 pumps. Then Preheat it. There it is. M1950. Running good. Set that right there. I really like this stove, I tell you what. I don't like the way the valve is, but as far as the stove, I really like it. I mean, they're not too awful hard to rebuild. So, I need to ask somebody about the tool, the actual proper way to mount it. There's some kind of clips up in there. I'll get some instructions. I'll make sure I'm doing it right. But, all right, folks. There it is. I appreciate you guys. And, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Peace. All right, I had to come back. This is on wrong. I went back and looked at some pictures. I knew it wasn't right. It just wasn't acting right. So, it shouldn't be too hard. We're going to, I think I need to loosen the valve because the generator piece, this was on this side of the valve. So we're going to take another look at this. We want it to be right, and since obviously if you're watching this, you're watching it for instructions and the correct way to do things. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure it's right real quick. One more screw. Try not to drop them. All right. And we dropped one. But in the picture, it shows, you see this piece? It should be over the valve, and it was touching. So what I feel I got to do is move the valve. Let's just go ahead and take the valve off, the handle, I mean, not the valve. Let's see here. like using these bits, man. These little screws, they're killer. I'm gonna put the valve on, the handle on last. Actually, hang on just, all right. So here we go. Now why that thing sits there like that, I don't know. It's got to catch this somehow. And I guess you see that, it keeps it from turning. That's what it is. See these hooks back here on the back of this? This catches them both ways. So this, let's just go ahead and put our screws in. I'm going to use this. Start that one. Put that in there. It's asking for trouble. That's a little screw. And our other screw's laying right here. All right. I guess that makes sense. There's grooves on the back of the valve. So really that's what you look for when you're putting this on, is the placement of this piece right here. That works directly with this handle. You see the groove? Let's see here. This is going to be the tricky part. Let's let some pressure out of it. Alright. I'm going to try it just like this, because it's acting like it's out of place. That's the way it goes. It's got to fit just like that. Let's hope it's enough to keep the valve cut off, because the valve will turn further, but that's the way it goes. Okay, and see right there's our switch, so we take all the pressure away. Then when we turn it up, it misses and it stops right there. That's as wide open as we can turn it. So let's see how it acts now. We got to make sure it's right. We don't want to halfway do it. Not after we've done all this work. So that's important to take note of. Alright. Let me turn my light on. It's not leaking. We want to make sure this thing will cut off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's we're going to do it just like it says. That's wide open. And there we go. All right, now that's the correct way. All right, everybody, I appreciate you. Go get on with the rest of my Sunday afternoon. Maybe find something else to tinker with. Hey, thanks for being in the shop again. All right, peace.